Hello, South Sudanese. This is Ruth Nyalel. I want to respond to something very traumatic, and I hate speech that really have to be condemned because anytime we entertain this hate speech in South Sudan, this is the time we'll be allowing this hate speech to continue to control us or to destroy more communities in the history of South Sudan. I am very tired. I just came from the court. Since morning I've been in the court, but I had to respond to this before I even rest here. So I want to respond to this in a very simple way. And before that, please share the live because I want to listen to this statement from this young lady. She's not just a Dinka lady. She is an educated Dinka lady. And she's not just an educated Dinka lady. She is an educated Dinka lady that happened to stay in a society like Uganda, or she's exposed to environment whereby tribalism is not being encouraged so much. So I cannot sit down in my house after seeing this young lady trying to tell us what she have been brought up with, because this young lady, it's mean her parents brought her up with the mentality of telling her that the only priorities tribe in South Sudan, they are only Dinka community. And that's why I understand. I'm like, okay, is it that the reason why the Nuer children, the Nuer women are being killed and they say they are terrorists? Because I told you people that in 2026, every Eden story is going to be brought to openness, because they say it in the Bible, all the things that are hidden will be put to the surface and everybody will see them. I think this is what we are going through, because I already have 52 people in the live show. I'm not going to take a lot of time. I'm very tired. So I want you to listen to this young lady. She's so beautiful. She did not even bleach her skin. She is a real South Sudanese young lady that because she has been brought up with this mentality of telling that she has been told, we cannot blame her. We are going to blame the father, the uncles, and the mother of this young lady, because she learned this from their community or from her father. So we cannot blame her. And let me put it here. Before I say my statement, I want to this young lady, I want us to hear her saying what she think is
the Dinka itself. Because me, I cannot be allowed to get married to a Nuer because of their historical wars that happened back in the days. And then also, I cannot get married to an Equatorian. They believe they have a bad background. So for them, family background matters when they marry off their daughter.
So bad background in terms of Equatorians are South Sudanese?
Yeah, they are South Sudanese.
So which bad background do they have?
No, we believe like they are not, I don't know, please, people shouldn't come for me for this, but in South Sudan we believe like we are the priority, the supreme.
Dinka.
Yeah.
You're the Banyankole of that
the
side.
leading tribe, yes. So we don't believe in other tribes, being South Sudanese actually. So we believe we are the real South Sudanese.
The Dinka.
The Dinka. The Dinka itself. Because me, I cannot be allowed to get married to a Nuer because of their historical wars that happened back in the days. And then also, I cannot get married to an Equatorian. They believe they have a bad background. So for them, family background matters when they marry off their daughter.
So bad background in terms of Equatorians are South Sudanese?
Yeah, they are South Sudanese.
So which bad background do they have?
No, we believe like they are not, I don't know, please, people shouldn't come for me for this, but in South Sudan we believe like we are the priority, the supreme.
Dinka.
Yeah.
You're the Banyankole of that
the
side.
leading tribe, yes. So we don't believe in other tribes, being South Sudanese, actually. So we believe we are the real South Sudanese.
Let's come here. This young lady, she is mature, very mature, right? And whatever she's talking about, she's saying the truth. Because that is how she have been brought up with, that Dinka community, the Dinka tribe, that they are the priority, that they are the supreme. Do you know the word supreme? She used priority, being the priority tribe in South Sudan, be the supreme tribe in South Sudan. And she also said that they don't believe other tribes in South Sudan are South Sudanese. When you go back and you try to pick one by one, you will find out that Johnson Uluny came out and said that Nuer are not South Sudanese. And he told Dr. Regaiko that you are a South Sudanese. That is one thing. Second thing is, Elias Lomoro came out and said that Nuer are hostiles. So, who do we blame? Do we blame the Dinka children that believe they were brought up in a culture whereby they are being told they are the only South Sudanese, they are priority, they are supreme, or we blame their parents? We blame the Dinkas, Gen Council of Elders, we blame the Dinkas' mothers and fathers who brought up their children in the name of they are the only superior, they are the only supreme. And for sure, Dinkas have been treating other tribes in South Sudan as second-hand class citizen in South Sudan. And we are now understand why when they killed the Nuer people in 2013, it looked like nothing happened. When they killed the Nuer people in 2016, it looked like nothing happened. When they are bombing the Nuer children with chemical weapons, with even things that are not allowed in South Sudan, they don't see them like South Sudanese. When we say, why are you killing us? They say, we are killing you because you are terrorists. And they slaughter Nuer children. They say Nuer children, they are terrorists. They slaughter Nuer women. They say Nuer women are terrorists. And they are calling every tribe that is coming out or trying to defend themselves are terrorists. And now we understand. It is not the Dinka community that are doing this. It's because they are being brought up with the name of they are the only priority in South Sudan. They are brought up, they are the only supreme children. And that's why when the war of Abiemnom happened, you saw what the government came out. And the government came and said, no, you remember there was also some statement that they were saying, you cannot compare the death of the Nuer children and the Nuer women with this one of Abiemnom. Because they believed and they said, the Abiemnom, they were citizens. And they say the Nuer children, they were terrorists. So when you try to combine all these things, you will see clearly where all these things are coming from. And I don't hate Dinka people. I don't hate anybody. I hate the behaviors that these children, they were brought up. And you saw very well, even in school, there's a book that they wrote, and they said that Nuer are hostile. They are teaching South Sudanese, even other foreigners that happen to study in South Sudan schools, they are teaching them that Nuer are hostile. They are teaching them that Nuer are thieves, that they do cattle riding, they are stealing Dinka's cows. They even say that the Nuer women usually bless their children so that they can go and steal Dinka's cow. When we look at reality, the Nuer have their own cows. The Dinkas have their own cows. The Murle have their own cows. And these people that have cows, they all do what? Together, they cattle ride against each other. The Murle go and take the Nuer cows. Same to Nuer, they go and they take the Murle cows. And then the same to Dinka on this other side. The Nuer and the Dinka, they cattle ride among each other. The Dinka come and take the Nuer cows, and the Nuer go and take the Dinka cows. But the only people that they are seeing that are doing bad things in South Sudan, they are the Nuer people. And we have now seen where it's coming from. And we don't want to rush about these things. I, Ruth, I will not rush about these things. And anytime I come out, anytime I see a hate speech, and I come and I say this hate speech is not good and we should not encourage it, some people will come and say, no, Ruth, you are doing wrong. No, I am doing this so that another Dinka child will not come out and do another hate speech, or another Nuer child will not come out and do another hate speech, or another Equatorian or Shilluk. Why? Because we are not against each other. Nuer are not going to leave South Sudan. Dinkas are not going to leave South Sudan. Equatorians are not going to leave South Sudan. Shilluk are not going to leave South Sudan. We are South Sudanese, and you cannot hate any other. I don't have a right to hate Dinkas or hate Nuer or hate Equatoria or hate Shilluk, because they are 64 tribe of South Sudan. Without the other tribe, they are not going to be South Sudan. We cannot call South Sudan South Sudan. And let me respond to this young lady. We have recently we married a Dinka lady. We married a Dinka lady to prove to this young lady that no, Dinkas and Nuer have been intermarrying for a very long time. And whatever you are taught is not working, because you cannot come between love and tribalism. If you really truly love the person, if you are a Dinka lady and you love a Nuer, and if you truly love them, you fight for them. And if you are a Dinka and you love a Nuer, or the vice versa, there's no way. We have Nuer that are Nuer ladies that are married by Dinkas, and we have Dinka ladies that are married by Nuer. And I'm here to tell this young lady, this one is a lie, and I will not agree with this, and you should not even open your mouth and say this again, because we have Dinka children in Nuer land that were born by Dinka's women. And we have Nuer children in the Dinka land. So there's a lot of intermarriages between the Nuer and the Dinka. Maybe you can say between the Nuer and Dinka, there are more intermarriages compared to Nuer and Dinka and Equatoria. So please, this one, I will not agree with it. And I will not agree with it. And if you are lied to, that the Nuer are being, no, Nuer are not terrorists. Nuer are not second class, just like Dinkas are not first class. All of us, we are South Sudanese, and what unites us is South Sudan. No other tribe is more should be prioritized or should call themselves supreme. That one, I will not agree with it, and I am not even blaming the young lady that came out and said this, because she grew up with this. She was taught this, and we South Sudanese, we should embrace togetherness. We should embrace unity. Hatred have been preached to the Nuer children against Dinkas. Also, hate speech have been spoke to Dinka children against Nuer and the Equatorians and everybody. Dinka and Nuer and Equatorians and Shilluk and everybody, they are called South Sudanese. We are South Sudanese. You like it, I don't like it. We can go and do anything that no matter you like it or not. You can, if you don't want to call all this tribe called South Sudanese, you better get out of South Sudan, because a time is coming when we will go back to the real South Sudanese. Those who celebrated the independence of South Sudan in 2011 with one heart, with one hand, with one voice, are South Sudanese. And there's a lot that have been put into us. Hate speech have been put there against South Sudanese at large. The Nuer, we wrong the South Sudanese. The Dinkas also wrong the South Sudanese. The Shilluk also wrong the South Sudanese. And everybody that have been part of South Sudan have wronged any part of the other. So I am here to tell everybody that when you are here, when we come and condemn this hate speech, it's because the Nuer people are being victimized for a very long time. The Nuer people have been killed from 2013 massacre up to today, and no Dinkas are coming out and speaking about it. No Equatorians are coming and speaking about it, and no other tribe that are coming to speak about it. And that's why we had to come out and speak about it, to show you people these same Nuer are South Sudanese. But it doesn't mean that we are prioritizing Dinka more than this, or Nuer more than this, or Equatoria. We are all equal by the name of called South Sudan, and you should start seeing Nuer people as South Sudanese, not as terrorists. You should also see Dinkas not as terrorists or not like killers, but you should see them as South Sudanese, same to Shilluk and same to Equatoria, because together we make what is called South Sudan. So a lot have been put into us, a lot of hatred have been put to across South Sudan. From 2011, we were very good. We were talking as South Sudanese. We were celebrating as South Sudanese. In Uganda, we talk as South Sudanese. We see ourselves as South Sudanese. We dance together. We do everything together. Same to Kenya, same to everywhere. It's only these specific elders that are destroying our minds, destroying everything. Where I grew up as Ruth, I see all South Sudanese I want. Until when I arrived to South Sudan, I was being told, Dinka are bad, Nuer are bad, Equatorians are bad. That is when I start learning the story of K. Everybody is saying this. A lot of hate speech have been said about the Nuer people. The other guy said, if you find a Moi Nuer and you find a snake, he said, kill Moi Nuer first, because Moi Nuer is more dangerous than a Nuer. This guy is less than 20 years old. Where did he get this? He get it from the elders. So I don't blame these young people. I blame the elders who are teaching. And the elders are trying to put a lot of nonsense into the brain of youth people. But it's me and you, the youth of South Sudan, that are going to build South Sudan. If we want to see South Sudan look like a Dubai, it's not going to make itself. It is not going to be built by these elders people. It's going to be built by me and you, because we know the importance of having a good house. We know the importance of having good roads. We know the importance of having a beautiful country. Me and you knows that, because we have been in all parts of the world. You have been to Uganda, you have been to Kenya, you have been to Australia, you have been to America. There's something that you want to come, that you have picked from those countries, that you want to take and build in South Sudan. So to me, I don't blame the youth. The youth are being brainwashed. I grew up in Kenya, where I saw everybody. That was a country whereby there was no tribalism. There was no tribalism. There was nothing like what. So to me, look at what is uniting us. Now as we speak, we are so ashamed. Like Ruth, I am very ashamed even to walk wherever I am. Why? Because the videos that are going across since the rain started, they are videos that I blame myself. I will have done a lot of something. I've done a lot of things. But look at how our Sud and our River Nile will be contaminated since the day of the rain. A lot of bottles are going to the River Nile. A lot of bottles, they are going to the Sud. And these are more important places about South Sudan. Nobody's preserving them, because the elders don't care. They will leave, and they will leave us behind. They are going to spoil our environment. The Sud is going to be polluted. The River Nile is going to be polluted. Imagine those bottles going to the River Nile, going to the Sud. Who will remove them? They will stay there. Our environment is going to be more contaminated. Our water are going to be more contaminated. And our fish are going to be contaminated. And when we eat these fish, are going to affect us. So today, I am here to tell you as a South Sudanese, especially the youth. I will not bother myself about the elders. I will bother myself about the youth. Why? Because it's you and me that are going to remain with all these problems. It is me and you that are going to remain with all this tribalism. It is me and you that are going to build South Sudan. From today, anytime you drink water from your bottle, make sure this bottle, pick it and put it somewhere good. Don't throw this bottle to the street. Don't throw this bottle next to your door. Pick it and put it to the dustbin. You can even crush it with a stone. If it's going to have a big volume, pick this bottle, crush it, squeeze it, let it be small, and then put it into the dustbin. Because if you don't protect your environment, nobody is coming to take your environment for you. The whole world is laughing at South Sudan. Look at that dirtiness that is in our country. Look at that water They will sucker every corner of South Sudan. If you don't protect your resources, if I don't protect my resources, if we don't protect the resources of South Sudan, nobody will come and protect them. And they will be polluted, and anything that's come from it, we cannot sell it to the world. Why? Because it will be contaminated, and we are going to be affected twice, because we have the resources, and the resources, instead of helping us, they will be killing us. From today, any youth should not see any other tribe like second class. And from today, the Dinka children, the Dinka youths, you are not priority. You are not supreme. You are South Sudanese, and we are all equal in the eyes of South Sudan. Equatoria, Nuer, Dinka, Shiluk, you can call all of them. We are all equal, born by the same blood, born by the same soil, and born by the same country called South Sudan. We all vote for it in 2011. We vote for South Sudan, and we brought South Sudan by ourselves. Imagine when we celebrated in 2011. We celebrated our South Sudanese. People went back home from across the world. They left refugees camp. They didn't want to be refugees anymore. We went back to South Sudan. Let's go back to that South Sudan of that time. Let's go back to that South Sudan of 2011. And President Kiir have really exploited us. He have really treated us bad, because he denied us our independence celebration for 13 years. 13 years we did not celebrate our independence in South Sudan. And we cannot say that who and who. We cannot break. Why? Because he had his own agenda. He had his own plans. Why? He never wanted us to celebrate, because he wanted the history to be forgotten. He wanted to rewrite the history. He wanted to make himself the father of South Sudan, which is not possible. We know the history. We know Dr. John Garang Mabior is the father of South Sudan. And we also know Dr. Riek Machar is the father of self-determination. These two things cannot be taken away from these two people, and the story is there to remain. Salva Kiir have destroyed not only the Dinka community, not only the Nuer community, not only the Equatorian or the Shiluk. Everybody is carrying a scar of Salva Kiir leadership. Dinkas are carrying scars for leadership of Salva Kiir. Nuer are carrying one of the biggest scars of Salva Kiir leadership, and Shiluk and Equatoria. We are all carrying the scars of Salva Kiir. If you did not carry the scar of bombardment, you carry a scar because there's no good road in your country, in your county. If you did not carry the scar of bombardment, you have carried a scar of anger, of hungry. There's no food. We have all at least tasted the bitterness, the sourness of Salva Kiir leadership. So whether you like it or not, even if you don't want to tell yourself the truth, the Dinkas have felt the bitterness of Salva Kiir leadership, the Nuer have felt the bitterness of Salva Kiir leadership, the Equatoria have felt the bitterness of Salva Kiir leadership, and the Shiluk have felt the bitterness of Salva Kiir leadership. I am a South Sudanese. I've been fighting for a very long time. For a very long time, I've been fighting. I have been called names. I have been called terrorist. I have been called a prostitute. I have been called a private tribalist. But I've used different style to make sure whatever way I can manage to bring South Sudanese into their senses. If I call you a terrorist or you call another person a terrorist, at least all of us today, we have sense. We can see clearly. And that is work of what? That is awareness. That is work of who? That is work of people who are called these activists. The people who are called activists do styles differently. If you want to deal with South Sudanese, you don't deal with South Sudanese with the real style of being of these other activists. You have to be sour to South Sudanese because they are sour until when they come to their senses. Then when you talk to them as a South Sudanese, they will listen to you as a South Sudanese. I've been across South Sudan. I've been all over. I've felt the pain. I know how the Dinka Warap on the other side look like. I know how this other place of Rumbek look like. I know how the Nuer places look like. I know how the Shiluk places look like. I know how the Equatorian places look like. because I wanted to see which part of South Sudan he's enjoying, and I realized nobody is enjoying. We are all suffering, and a lot of people don't even know why Ruth is in Sweden. I am not in Sweden because I'm enjoying. I'm in Sweden because I am fighting. If you don't know, go to Facebook or go to Instagram or go to any part. Look for a case called Lundin oil trial in Sweden. And that's why I always tell you every single day that I go to court. As I'm speaking to you, I just came direct from the court, and I saw this video when I was sitting in the taxi coming back home. I saw the way this lady spoke, and I cannot blame this young lady. I blame the people that put all these things in this young lady's brain, because we are being brainwashed as South Sudanese. We are being brainwashed as the youth. And this lady said it clearly that they are being told that they are the priority, that the Dinka are the priority and they are the supreme. No. Dinkas are equally South Sudanese. Our Nuer are equally South Sudanese. Our Shiluk are equally South Sudanese. And as Equatorians, equally South Sudanese. We are not here to treat each other less minority or any their supremacy. There's no supremacy in South Sudan. We are all equal in the eyes of South Sudan, in the eyes of God, in the eyes of our mothers and fathers, in the eyes of our pastors. And it should also be in the eyes of our leader. They should see us as South Sudanese. They should not divide us. And I am here to finish my speech by saying all South Sudanese across the 64 tribes are equal in the status. No tribe is superior to another. Long live South Sudan. Viva South Sudan. Viva 64 tribes. Viva 3 administrative areas. Viva 10 state of South Sudan. Viva Geneva, Sudan. That is our country. Of course, wherever you come from or who you are, we are united by the name called South Sudan, by our blood and our skin. There's nobody that is more brown than the other one or more yellow than the other one. We are all South Sudanese, and we all have one passport. We all have all these things. And long live our beautiful country. 2026 is a year of peace in South Sudan. 2026 is a year of freedom in South Sudan. 2026, by the time we reach to December, I am hopeful that South Sudanese will be celebrating. South Sudanese will be celebrating as South Sudanese. I'm hopeful by the way, even July this year, our independence will be celebrated. I am hopeful that we are going to celebrate our independence as South Sudanese. And I am hopeful that we will celebrate and call ourselves South Sudanese, not calling ourselves names. So, this young lady, I will look for her. I will reach out to her, and I'll try to talk some sense into our brain. Okay. President want to join? Okay. Let's hear from him. Maning Ayen Riek. Maning Ayen Riek. I am not talking out of blue. This young lady said all this. Hey, Mr. President, how are you?
Good. How are you, Ruth?
I'm okay.
There are quite a few Ruth around. You know the other
That
Ruth
is true.
in Twitch
Ruth,
is
that
Ruth
is true.
Muka. Yeah, I just sent message to the other Ruth. She was pounding all bell. Chawaka panya gorga all bell. Ruth wa kwanga jube.
Yes.
So, and I said that's a message to all people who have seen her and her followers, that our people are still using the pistol to grind the corn.
Yeah.
When there are machines all over the world.
Imagine.
When we focus, so it's our collective responsibility, those who are listening now, to send some help. Get
Thank
that
you.
pistol out of Ruth's hand. You know.
Thank you.
And I heard that you are going to talk with the lady. I don't know what the young lady said.
Let me share with you what
message.
this young lady say. Let me Let me share it with you so that you hear what and I cannot blame this young lady as roots. You know, we South Sudanese, there's a lot that have been going on around us. This is what the young lady
Because
had to
me, I
say.
cannot be allowed.
So this young lady was an interview somewhere. And I think this the person that brought there's this young boy in Uganda, and this young boy he had been coming and talking about a lot of things about South Sudan, and I think this guy got interested and start bringing more South Sudanese in Uganda to always talk about issues. And I like this because when we start speaking about them, we'll be solving this problem that we are having as youths. So you'll hear what this young lady had to say.
The Dinka itself. Because me, I cannot be allowed to get married to a Nuer because of their historical wars that happened back in the days. And then also, I cannot get married to Equatorian. They believe they have a bad background. So for them, family background matters when they marry off their daughter.
So bad background in terms of Equatorians are South Sudanese.
Yeah, they are South Sudanese.
So which bad background do they have?
No, we believe like they are not, I don't know, please, people shouldn't come for me for this, but in South Sudan, we believe
Hear
like
even
we are
what she
the
said.
priority.
Imagine.
Yeah, I'm
She's
listening.
even afraid. You know, she's even afraid. She's saying, please, people should not come for me because of this. Let her say it.
The
Yeah,
Dinka.
yeah.
You're the Banyankole of that
The
side.
leading tribe, yes. The priority, the
Dinka.
supreme.
The
Yeah,
Dinka.
yeah.
You're the Banyankole of that
The
side.
leading tribe, yes. So we don't believe in other tribes. Being South Sudanese, actually. So we believe we are the real South Sudanese.
The Dinka.
The Dinka. The Dinka itself.
You see, she said that they are being brought up, or the stories about them, the Dinka being the priority in South Sudan or being supreme. These are two names she used, and she's a very educated young lady, and also she grew up, I think, in Uganda. So that means this thing is just story. I don't take this because really, actually, we the people from Doc from Lair County, we just marry a very beautiful lawyer from the Dinka community. So I came out and I say no. I give this one. I don't agree with it. The Nuer and the Dinka
Yes.
have been marrying each other, and we have Dinka's cousins, we have Nuer cousins every corner. So I don't agree with this. I don't agree with this.
Yeah. You know, I'm glad you brought this to the attention of all of us, and there are people listening. This is a mindset that quite a few have, not only in the area that she is speaking from. When one is growing up, you think that your mom is the best cook in the world.
True.
When I was growing up, I didn't think that the cow of other people have similar milk like our cow. It was like our cow have the best milk in the world.
uh,
And so,
you
but when,
thought the other
when I
people
read,
cow's milk was blue or yellow.
I did not even, I cringe. I remember when somebody came, you know, one of the guests, Chagokanung and all of that, Kayang Kel, Tetung the Yan, Tetung the
Kadur.
something happened to the horn. It was
Ah.
so curled and it is broken, and I think the horn was infected. And I was told to.
So funny, right? Very funny.
I was told to go by young banyan.
Uh-huh.
I felt insulted. and, and what could come in my head is like the horn of that cow and the way it is. I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. So a brain have to be given a breathing space. I remember when I
That's
was in
true.
Clubhouse, one of the young men, you know, it was said at one point that there's one of the elders, I don't know, one of the elders from Dinka,
Mm-hmm.
he said, don't let your young women to be married at the other side. Let
Uh-huh.
your young women be married by Nuer.
Yeah, I saw it. Actually, it's not just elder. It's somebody that is very. He also have a position in the government of South Sudan.
Yeah, it's in the song of Panchol. It's like dong nyir chala gutri. Dong nyir cha peganuer agutchabi. Like let your daughters be married by Nuer, and people call Abi are the one having border with Murle. So it was said at that level, and when he was talking, there were no cars, there were no flight where you could be able to see. Like mental health is important.
Yeah.
If you go to that distance, where you don't have access to your daughters, you don't have phone call and stuff like that, a mindset then was different.
Yeah.
So one young man named Juba Juba was talking the other day with Madudanyar. Madudanyar, of course, his mom was married in the 70s to somebody in Tony, Warab State, and somebody was trying to put him down in Clubhouse. Like, why would your mom be married on the other side and not here if she was important? And he was like, you know what? It wasn't my mom alone. There were other women that were married in the 60s. My mom was married in the 70s. and then
Yeah.
and then he mentioned the mother of Jurton. And Jurton, of course, is one of the highly respected women. Highly respected women. Her mom was married in the 60s to Tonya as well. We have other people that are married off, including one of our relative is married at the other side, like Rin Mabur. His wife is from Duke in Jonglei State. You see, marriage is all over, and it need to be encouraged, and the mindset need to be worked somehow. I remember when I was working somewhere when I was a captain, one of my co-workers came and talked to me, Paul, we gotta get you a girlfriend. And I say no. And then we talked about it, and I said, why are you refusing? Nobody's gonna know. I say, no, what about my conscience? And then the person say, F your conscience.
Yeah.
Talking about my conscience. Anyway, so we need to work on the conscience of our people.
No, we need to. There's something that we need to do. And this is what I've been doing since 2025, because
Yes.
I've been an activist in South Sudan since 2016. I've had friends across South Sudan, and I got frustrated when any South Sudanese that we build, especially the Dinkas, the Nuer, and the Equatorians, when we build them to become very powerful activists, do you know what happened? The government will come and pick them and appoint them, and they accept. I can say I'm one of the person. I've rejected a lot of position. A lot of people have tried to recruit me because they wanted me to be silent, just like the other. And I always say no. I'm not interested because I want to be able to champion, because a country without activists is not a country. And this we have to change the mentality of the mindset of South Sudanese. What we don't have to change is when we what we need to change is the mindset. Nothing else.
Yes.
Is the mindset
Yes.
of South Sudanese that we need to change for us to be
Mm-hmm.
able to change South Sudan. For us to be
Yes.
able to see ourselves as South Sudanese is the mindset. The Nuer mindset need to be changed, and they have to focus as South Sudanese. The Dinka mindset need to be changed, and they have to focus as South Sudanese. Same to Shiluk and the Equatorians. If we don't do that, if we don't change the
And
mindset, nothing will happen. Look at what is happening
and
now.
you you
We,
you
we
you you know I want to encourage our activists. There's a young man in Kobo, I believe. He traveled and he interviewed people. There's
uh-huh,
a Jack Deng Chenko. He traveled and interviewed people, especially elders and all of that, and the young
uh-huh,
people as well. That
uh-huh,
need to be encouraged. I was interested in somebody interviewing Galwa Dengarang. You
uh-huh,
know, Galwa Dengarang. His mom is a Nuer,
uh-huh,
and his father is a Dinka from Adiok.
uh-huh,
And Galwa Dengarang went to the stage of being a governor.
uh-huh.
When you see example like that are very important. I
You know
remember when I
something
was
that we
trying to
need to
do.
practice in South Sudan? We need to appoint a Nuer to become a governor in Warab, and appoint a
Mhm.
governor in a man in Warab to become a governor in Nuer areas. These things we have to find a lot of ways to make sure that a lot of things are changed. When we
Yes.
appoint Nuer to Nuer, Dinka to Dinka. We are not promoting South Sudanese. We are not teaching them your South Sudanese. We are Equatorial. We are pointing Equatorian to Equatorial, Shiluk to Shiluk. What are we doing? And this is something that the president is appointing people that the community don't want, people that are going to do the work for president, not for. I think the time has come for South Sudanese to behave as South Sudanese. There's something I would like you to tell us, Mr. President.
Mhm.
What can we do, or what do you think we should do, or we should tell to the South Sudanese in the diaspora, or South Sudanese in the foreign land? Because I've been thinking, and I tried to do this with a company called Trinity Energy when I was in South Sudan. We were planning to every 200 meters of space in South Sudan, we were supposed to put a pit latrine.
Mhm.
We were supposed to put a garbage bag, like a container that are built and put there, so that and then we were supposed to put some medals, like to some sounds, whereby when you put it, there's a sound that is coming and telling you, thank you for cleaning the environment. Thank you for cleaning the environment. Because we have to make sure that we make South Sudanese mind start accepting, and we can only do that by funny things. Look at the way everything is, it's being turned to comedy. And when you look at all these bottles, we have everybody South Sudanese across the world, but there's no South Sudanese have thought of getting big machines that are used for recycling this plastic bag. The plastic bag should have helped the South Sudanese, because the mash that they, you know, in Europe or in America and everywhere, when you get a bottle, you get some money, you take it there, you are being given money. But it's not happening in South Sudan. So I don't blame even South Sudanese that are in South Sudan and are throwing bottles, because they don't know the bottles they're throwing away is resources. They don't know is money. Imagine if you take a big machine or a company for recycling and you put it in every state of South Sudan. A lot of money are going to do what? We are going to clean our environment, and we are going to make resources from the same bottles that are being thrown everywhere. And I want you to tell a statement to the companies that are producing this cristal or this plastic plastic bottle that we're buying their water from, because it is so unfortunate that they are providing water and they are not providing where these bottles are going to, because these are waste. Our food is going to be contaminated from the time the rain started, and our Nile. So they are going to be polluted, and we are going to be into every big problem. So we need to start finding. I don't know, what do you think? We need to start finding these companies. If we find Aqua.
I think you bring up a very important point. Those bottles are very important. They can be recycled. They can, even some people turn them to bricks. They turn them to bricks, and they build houses that are durable. A lot of things, some people turn them into plates. So it's a matter of making our people aware. And the problem is the startup of business is startup. And our people lack luxury. They lack luxury, being committed to doing. There are people that are committed to doing things. I remember, and there were people that were working in this machine, Tauna.
Yeah.
They work for years and years until it messes up the eardrums. You know, it is something that could be avoided. What I'm trying to paint here is commitment. Like you have committed yourself to communication. Communication is key. There are people here doing thumb up. We don't have to look for thumb, like like their tongue, like give me thumb, give me thumb. And I was like, God, give me thumb. Ka thumb shall I dig a tongue nor? Because the next generation that is listening to Deng will say, give me thumb. And thumb
Actually,
is
it's now a funny thing. Everybody, even me, sometimes I say, please give me thumb, because some people always try to destroy my show. So I will like, give me thumb for Baba Dengtoan.
Yes. So if we say give me thumb, our people think that thumb is also is also part of our language, and it's important. All the languages are national languages, and if how people who are listening, how do you call thumb in your language? Write it in the comment section.
Mwenga ke yet, huh?
Moya ka yet, but ka yet
Yet
ba?
is a finger, so I don't know thumb. I don't know. I have to recite that. That's a challenge for me.
Kan di dial ka yet, huh? But that
Mwenga ke
thumb,
thumb. In your language, what is mwenga ke thumb? What is thumb? Give me a
thumb
finger,
yet,
I think.
huh? Yeah.
You
But ka
know,
yet.
the Nuer language is always like, it's a sentence. You have to explain it.
So now if material shoot ka goro go ba moy ka shoot yet ka goti
Yeah,
dial
we
ka
have.
yet te
Mwenga
ka
ke
yet to
yeah,
ka
maybe
yet
mwenga
di
ke
ka
thumb.
yet in news da
Mwenga
ka
ke
je
indeed. Yes, Tapita Yabia. Thank you so much. He say
yes
mwenga ke indeed.
ka yet in the door
Yeah, indeed. Yadin to dar, and then yadin taught.
yet in the
Yadin
door
good.
is a
Yadin
middle
taught.
finger
Yadin did to dar, and then yeah.
ka middle finger I don't think whether that's what the den talk want
Yes.
goro ni thumb get ready
Yeah, yadin did. He should start saying mwenga ke yadin did. Yes.
okay. Somebody wrote a
So what,
yet
what do
in
you
the
think,
comment section.
President? What do you think, Mr. President? I think it's high time we should start finding every company in Juba that is producing water. We have the JIT, we have Aqua, we have I don't know what. There are so many of them, Elite. There are so many
Yeah,
companies that are producing water bottles, but they don't even tell us where to put their garbage. When we are finished, we are done with these bottles. Where should we take them to? I think we should start
it's a work
finding
that
them
our
and
companies,
counting the bottles on the street.
you know, when you haven't been exposed to the wider community, it's
Yeah.
a problem.
Mm-hmm.
And when people start getting fined for putting trash, when I went to Juba, that was in 2007. I went with my wife, and then when we went there were a lot of bottles at the road. Yeah, like there was checkpoint and a lot of checking was going on. Vehicles were not moving, so I got out and I started picking up the bottles. And people would look at me like, what's going on with this guy? You know. And then I went to where people were getting passport. That was I saw something that I haven't seen for a very long time. It was close to
Mm,
what I saw when I was in Capoeira, but it was worse. Take a Bakana
yeah.
Miatin in the passport place. It was full. It was full Magur Wador, and it is not something serious. It would disappear. You would not even think of going to the bathroom anymore.
That is South Sudan for you.
I was looking for how do you call it the correct so that I
Correct,
could
I
start so that I could start scooping it away. But it was something
imagine.
you would not even have where to put it. I hope it
Oh
has
my
improved
God.
now. Wow, it was something
And
serious.
this is a country with a lot of resources. The
Yes, with
resources
a
we
lot
have
of
in South
resources.
Sudan, you don't find them anywhere.
There are a lot. It's a matter of making peace and security. I have sent messages to Salva Kiir today. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
whether I will get him or not, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't give a flip whether he get him or not.
Mm-hmm.
There are people that call me a president. There are people that call him president, and there are people that love both of us. And there are people that don't give a flip about any of us. That's still
Mm-hmm.
fine. It's a choice. But he cannot make us to keep guessing whether he's alive or not.
Very
So
important. So
it's a time for
can you
technology.
tell us the message? What message did you send to Mr. President, Mr. President?
Well, I,
Because
I
it's
told him
Mr.
that
President sending a message to Mr. President. That's so
I told
impressive.
him
Uh-huh.
to at least say a word or two. We cannot keep guessing and let the IA, is it called AI? Let the
AI.
AI do the rest.
Uh-huh.
It's not healthy. He got all the technology, so even if he woke up, people get sick. If he's sick, then he's sick, but he can still
Yeah.
say something.
You
You
know, there
know?
was a hate speech this morning that came out from a guy called Sergeant Awet Jinup. And he said that Nuer people should start praying that nothing should happen to President Salva or Juba will not take all of us. And I was like, why figure out Nuer tribe and telling them they should be the one to pray about Salva Kiir? Of course, if they want to pray, they want to see Salva Kiir dying on their eyes, because this is somebody that have really destroyed their community. This is somebody that have really destroyed their life. He bombed them alive. So what do you think the prayers Nuer will do? You think they will pray that Salva Kiir should be okay?
Right.
So
That's
this
an
hate speech,
individual
there's another
opinion.
hate speech, Mr. President. There's another hate speech.
Somebody said that Salva Kiir went to South Africa.
Uh-huh.
That he went to South Africa for a business mission. Others said he went to get treatment. But if that's the case, there's need for somebody to keep us updated.
That's
Whether
true.
people like him or not, he is still a symbol. When
It's our
I was elected
responsibility.
online, I call him former president. And
President Kiir is not for Dinka, is not for Equatoria, is not for Nuer. He's a South Sudan president and he's our business. So he should always come out and tell us, and everybody, anything happening to President Kiir, it should always be public, not secretive. Or, there's a lot that have been going on into President Kiir leadership, whereby there's a priority. If there's specific meetings that need to be done on closed doors, only for individuals, not even for all Dinka tribe, but for individual tribe. And there are things that involve everybody. So Salva Kiir have been dividing a lot of people, including even the leaders within his system. There are those he put as priority and those he put on standby. He only need them if there is something like they're going to their communities. So this is not, president is our priority. He's not anybody, whatever. Whatever he say, it's business for any South Sudanese across South Sudan. The 64 tribes, President Kiir is their business. So he should always come on and say, I am sick, I am going to South Africa. And he should always tell us his mission openly, daylight. We should not be guessing that President Kiir went and do this. He went and do this. And also, even the presidential date, his page on Facebook, he never said anything true. They never even put details. They only put what we want to hear there. And then he have made people become traumatized of this. He made people get traumatized of these appointments. And everybody would be like, today there are no degrees. Today there's no. People are traumatized about these degrees. People are traumatized about how President Kiir. He have made us plea. He made us look like. He have made us. I think the mentality that Salva Kiir have put in our brain is he only make us addicted to very useless things that are not even helping us. Imagine youths are coming out and are writing, there's no degree today. There's no degree today. What is degree? What are these degrees helping them? Because everybody that is being appointed is not being appointed because of a South Sudanese. Is being appointed because Salva Kiir can continue to use these people to destroy South Sudanese even more, to turn more tribes against each other. I want you to the Dinka community are not seeing what the President Salva Kiir is doing. Whatever Salva is doing is affecting Dinkas as a tribe. But they're not seeing it.
They are saying, Ruth, do you know how many IO are in jail in Rumbek? Those who were in opposition, they were threatened not to be part of IO or to be jailed. And
look at that.
There are those who have been threatened.
No freedom, dictatorship government, Mr. President.
To join SPLM. Although SPLM have been said by Abraham Awolij. Abraham Awolij said there's no ruling party. There's a ruling man and a ruling family. And in which they say we are going to sort things out as a family.
And IO is not for Nuer. They think IO is for Nuer. There's something that South Sudanese need to understand. It's not only in South Sudan. It's all over the world.
IO is not for Nuer, but the majority of people in IO are Nuer.
They are Nuer.
Yes.
And this is what happened in every country.
And also,
I grew up in Kenya, Mr. President. I grew up in Kenya. And in Kenya, if the president comes from the Luos, they say, this Luo government. When the president comes from the Kikuyus, they say Kikuyus government. It is did not start in South Sudan. It is all over the world. So we should not start when we say the Dinka government or the Nuerai or this and that. It's because the majority or the leaders come from this place. And this
Right.
mentality is not for only South Sudan. It is something that have been across Africa and across the world. And
Hey, Ruth, I know you come from Lair. How is the situation today at home?
not good.
Is not good. What need to be done? What do the world need to do? What do the humanitarian need to do? I have people on the ground in Lair, in Mayom, in all those places, all about South Sudan. You know, South Sudan Republican Party. We our office, every tree that you see in South Sudan is our office. That's why our logo is a tree.
Mr. President, that is a very funny and also very important because every tree in South Sudan represents the environment of South Sudan.
Exactly. So, like, at term, if you get one, and then the lily and all of that, like, it's serious, heartbreaking. There are some of my party leaders who are there. You could see the condition that people are in. Like, jegene duel me jalel ke juai, mete kon me
Imagine.
chega jeg awar wala ba cham ke choi.
Imagine.
Yan kawa gorni, how do you call it? Water lily.
I
Ajen wa gor.
shalang cake and a yell because
Ajen
yell
ke gana
and
yel
then
ka
yell be
cham ke.
kay berar pinyi nyam de be wuje belan yell finyi belan kay.
Ajen.
Yeah.
Kami we bare loka. Be na
Bitwar
ban
yell
je cham ka ting
kana
and
twar.
ka cham ka thor ka cham ka twar. You know,
Yeah.
you remember I said
Actually,
something.
the best tour in South Sudan, the best honey in South
The
Sudan
best
comes from
twar.
Makobo.
I said something that that a kid, you know, my twar meli is the bicham. And,
That is true. That's very true.
and and then I saw something else during the war, and I said, God, I would Korea jump you
That is very true, Mr. President.
and then from there, Charo go twar, Kankor water that chapgani twar.
Yeah, imagine.
Yeah. Anyway, this war will be over. Peace will come.
I believe it's already finishing.
And I think though the young men are still upset. Take a
Very
meditation
upset.
and
Not just upset, they are frustrated. They have lost hope.
take a meditation and ti kwala kamrar like brand new. Agana ka nyin kuranto.
Tila majmala larka bang, Mr. President. Any majmala larka
Ka
ye
nyin kur.
because benasham.
Te mi chala da gug de ngani. Cha jo cha chon le nore cha jo jin gug de ngame cha jo ko kir. Cha wa cha jo cha gar da jo gare kor cha tera wala mba ko le ter bala ter karwon medong. Gug de nga cha jo ko. Ka ma cha ko na yo ka le chap.
Imagine.
You know, Gugdiang is a man, he's hilarious too.
Let me ask you something that you know, some people believe there's a lot of story about ke Sholadi ke Ngundeng prophet himself, Prophet
Yeah.
Ngundeng. Tekanita gweskeje Ngundeng shaitan. Tekanita gweskeje ba Ngundeng tekanita palke Ngundeng. To me, according to my research, Ngundeng Sholadi. Unde go yende go to kontea kamkonka Bible.
Right.
There is I want you to correct me because you are a pastor. Gwarka doctrine, but not Gwarka doctrine. I just read the Bible and I interpret it, and also I'm a researcher a little bit. I do a lot of research, and I found in the Bible we have two people that have been given a spiritual stick. Yakamu ke tang.
Tang, okay.
Rabbi Nyam and Moses.
Mm-hmm.
Moses ya mwike spiritual stick ma be yor na ngu be yor na Red Sea ko bi God Israel bi ka okwi.
Mm.
But we been in your no I know make a spiritual stick. Cody, no nyoj we wotwo. Be piu be ka yor, be year kana piu, be year kana code barodienda. Tell Ramadan me yon and me make a spiritual stick. I could including Jesus kamosh. Lakini ya ngunde ngi abo make a spiritual stick mishalka dangunde. Dangunde ete jor karunda andi karunda jen bedek nika ka Britain ne kana ide angani lel ya South Sudanese ya ka colonize ken ya ya Africa ya colonize British one kiet ya ka colonize British yet ke 8 years ka Britain and you know we been come Moses ya wo Moses ngot ke la de ke to yet ka Pharaoh house palace karunda jen one ya no ya wetika midin ke runde jen ngwan so ya we be to runde jen bado ke shof ye ngule ya we ye jen ya farao ye face after 80 years ka ya kon 80 years ya we la mature ya la powerful ya la ready but we been ka dangunde an ye tika Britain ke runde jen bado me zaman shub ya runde jen bado ke tim i dangunde an ya lo jo ke shanga bakel ka pai 2009 numbers are very important because South Sudan. But we were madisham kind of pie. But we shanga bakel kind of pie DH. But we ka omar 6 plus 5 by no 11. The mongana ruler doran jene ke 2011. But we were nyogi 2 plus 0 plus 0 plus 9 bilar wonde nyoye mat by no 11. 11 ya confirm na re o di ruane me. Enye ruani bane jeno doran. Enyo. Ye bin shanga bakel. Shanga bakel ya kon joka Bible ran shake ke shangi bakel lien ko kut me lot ya twani dia le kala ya wedi titi dia altiana la tiken fanken go ke ma go ke me dan bane ran kusha ma bila korien ka ya we ra me gen foinde bane shake shadan yani e shadia na ngu your mood bashar your mood wo wanye ken ka mood kala de bashar your ran utose ken yo ngoye me asuko ya ngoye ya kwenika ya kwengi Rebecca like Sheikh Isaac me ban Jacob ba kule wada la yera men koni ya kon joni ya kon jojen foinde oh ya kon jo Isaac ya pal ko Isaac ya tika rute jen ngwan ke nguke tika ga ke shigerwer ya kon jo Isaac ya pal ka kut jo kut kut foindu jen mo nga ka much me kut jo me nga ka much yo kon jodi yo jen yo me ka much ya me ka much to don shua kel ya ngun ke kariep ke poñ ya modongo ya ngun ke ye Jacob ya ngun lagar ye ka ko be enyen Ramadan ya kule lar ke mun be ba kule ngoye ba kule okwengi ma ya konjo Esau enyen rame garen ya me ya ko ledi me ya ko ndaf reje ya konjo me ya Esau ya daf garman lual matike miem to yok yoa kaya kon jo fonde mebe Jacob berar ye shoda mana Esau ye kof gurangu teke korna reje nyinke na reje ya kon jo gadara utiti ya ka daf ka dob dara to gol odi kon en shanga bakel me shakan ran en shanga bakel me luñ ke ngu me luñ ke me luñ ke shaledi me luñ ke dangundang pen ka South Sudan so ngan gora be clarify as a man of God, may you got a doctrine. I want jen find the anga because me I going in mundang. Tell a dermaniana, my alele mundang. Mundang ke kon jo palanga. You kon jo palana deng lakut. Kashal ke jen mundang ko jen find the mundang. Ya kam kona deng. Kadanga kona deng akut. So go to where I'm be clarify a month because take a where me rodeling. Ka ya kon jo prophecy ni dia la beke ka walkie.
I left in 1987. So anything that I could remember from being with elders would be a little over 40 years old or something like that. Or 30 something years old. So, and where something is not written, memory sometimes fail people.
Yeah.
I used to sit with elders and they narrate a lot of stories about Ngundeng, including a lot of things that had happened and they had happened. Ngundeng came from the area of, the area around Itang there or close to Nasser. That's where his father was.
Yeah.
So, Ngundeng, as you put it, it is the name that the name of his ministry or the
Yeah.
name of who brought him. And Kut
Mm-hmm.
Chala Deng. And
Mm-hmm.
Man Chala Nya Yen Malwal.
Yeah.
And the family of Malwal, the lineage, the family of Malwal is still, there are people that are still alive
Mm-hmm.
uh, from that family. And
Mm.
as Peter Nien, currently in
Mm.
Nebraska,
Mm-hmm.
grandson of Mundeng that was in Canada,
Mm-hmm.
got Chara Gailel Mundeng.
Mm-hmm.
I think he was the one that was neglected by the very government that sent him to Italy as, I don't know whether he was deputy ambassador or something,
The
where
one
the
that
rent was
was
not
sent to
paid.
the street,
Yes, that was him. He's a grandson of Mundeng.
the one that was crying, imagine.
I don't know whether he was crying, but he did not like the situation that was going on.
Of
So yeah,
course.
that's a grandson of
Actually, it's not
Mundeng.
him alone. Across all the embassies of South Sudan, across
Yes.
the world, they are all suffering. I went to Egypt and I was so surprised to see the way the embassy was.
Yeah. I went to some embassies. There are embassies that don't even have Wi-Fi.
Even the US embassy was closed down. You remember when Mama Rebecca went to US and there was a joke and she was like, look at even America, there's some places that doesn't have electricity. And people say that is the South Sudan embassy. It was so embarrassing.
Yeah. So anyway, so Ngundeng came with his mother at night.
Uh-huh.
His brother was sleeping,
Mm-hmm.
and of course, and called Major Kapkeje, he was acting different. He was
Mm-hmm.
eating some of the things that Nuer would not eat, but could be eaten by Chinese. Chamaka Menedwek.
Imagine.
So yeah, and few other things. Kan kod mi yakap, kia kod the wakap kan Nuermer. La wera an moy mi bay cham ni cha cham Nueri.
Mm.
And then when Nueri me yaran ne cham goini, they don't trust him no more. Eh?
Yeah, but
Me
we young.
ba we che young. Me chi
Mm.
watin che me ye gan cham chi ro mo rie. So if you go to the Nuer area, there is plenty of gan
Yeah.
because Nuer don't eat them. So anyway, so when he came at night,
Uh-huh.
uh, Nyayel Cheben, and it was that distant from Law Nuer and the Nasser area, it was seen
Mm-hmm.
to be very far.
Yeah.
So Michiben Bajinak young ke Bajinak Del, and back in the days na Dajarana the mud, Chemite talk.
Mm.
You don't walk with that confidence like as if the ground was strong.
Here, Bobby
So
Pinmar. Kaby Pin was
yes,
opening.
and I think they could hear things too.
Mm.
So when Nyayel Meja Bengana got ni Mundeng, I don't know whether
Mm.
he was teenager or something like that, whether he
Mm-hmm.
was 12 or I don't know how old. Meja Nyayel Ben Chabala Chedeman Jaban Tia Wangu Nyayel Chawatami Luak Dead Cup. So his name is Chala Luak Dead,
Uh,
Tami Luak Dead Cup.
uh,
And then Kate Duel, so Chu the man Chamutia Kamrar, Chago Ride, Chago Gare Bang Duel, Yakamje.
mm,
Cha we luak de da me chika magor go when luak ye no go.
mm,
So luak did went and he have went and killed some cows and then in the morning kinaben and the ritual was done we were about camping, you
uh,
know. He said a lot of things, he prophesied, and then he would say something, and then he would like when people disagree, he say God nar, jek ni mangai ramakele. So what
Very
is bad is something that is known by one person.
yes.
He prophesied, including people being educated,
Uh,
teaching, go na ngi ka jizjen, bina
mm-hmm,
gor ka jizjen. It was a foreign
mm-hmm.
concept for the Nuer people.
Yes.
Che dungo kya galatba.
Mm-hmm,
Ngumagorian, when they disagree about education, they
mm-hmm,
prophesied about the cows,
uh-huh,
about Tunkerinyang,
uh-huh.
and
Yeah.
some people still perceive that
And you know,
Tunkerinyang would joke.
Turkenyang, according to the modern
But
Turkenyang, is what gave the Ethiopian the independence. Actually, Turkenyang
yeah,
can pong may
yeah,
Ethiopia.
there are two Tunkerinyang ya kambuny a girl,
Okay.
and Tunkerinyang ya kambuny. It was like cut the tail, and
Yeah,
Nuer
yeah.
don't
And then
like
yeah,
to.
what them the jewel madung ti ka jewel tam ya what them the miem ka jewel.
Chatam no guap no di chawa jual ma bayana ka ngwin
Yeah, we
abia
jewel
lo
mo ga
wakor.
that time aya nang keli mo yang jewel at time jewel ler bi lo sham lera wal bi lo gora wale.
Uh, so it was not cut. Nuer love cows so much, just the same way
Yes.
Dinka love cows, the same way Murle love cows. So
Ka
it
jewel le
was
tam
for
ya what
somebody
them the
to cut
miem
the
ke miem jewel.
yes. So they did not cut it properly, and like enjoy them win. So some people, of course, people will follow that cow. They will follow to Ethiopia, and of
And
course,
now
if
they
you go
are
to
followed
Ethiopia,
to
there
Gambela, you know. The Gambela history is because of this Tunkerinyang.
yes,
Because Gambela was starting, I think, in 1902, something like that.
yeah, and then there are and to tung kere chalat me chop tung da poar ka tung kere lang.
Uh,
So when those cows came, at one point I think they were bigger than Gokra Teka Uganda. Then I tung
uh-huh.
didn't con.
Yeah.
So when they came, kina yo algara ka go to baga yellow again.
Uh-huh.
And then when people mention Aral, he make them disappear as well. But
Yeah.
those who did not hear it, they still think that Gokra to bigger ben.
Uh-huh.
Tung kere nyang.
Uh-huh.
So he has done a lot of things, said a lot of things, including Kiriwi George. He also
Uh-huh.
prophesied that the
What do you
Jonglei
mean by
Canal.
Kirwi Joy?
Kiriwi George is Jonglei Canal. He
Oh,
prophesied
okay.
that, yeah, and it came to pass. Around that time too, something was said about Kul Nairial.
Uh-huh.
That then Kul brought J by itself and go and do something. It was something that was said back in the days, in the 80s.
Uh-huh.
But there are elders take Garijuana Polino that take care among the Daim and all of that. So
Uh-huh.
he can get some clarification on that. Major called the cup and Mundeng.
Uh-huh.
Che good to the thing yaga nang year. Chaka one luck.
Uh-huh.
Mane nyakombar.
Oh, really? I didn't know
Chaka
that.
one
I have
luck.
to write that down.
Yeah, chaka one luck.
And
And
how
of
old was he
course,
that time when he did that? How old was he?
I don't know. Chaka one luck. Chaka one luck. I think Nyakombar, it a check, but something was missing.
Uh-huh.
There were a double about Doitare. Your bull port and it opened her up.
Uh-huh.
So, and he continued doing his miracles. And then when he was
Mm.
doing miracles, people start believing him.
So Nguteng used
Kanwari,
the same water that was used by when Jesus was being baptized.
yeah, he baptized with the water. So, Chakawalak. So,
Mm-hmm.
this is hearsay, Taban. Emeliangaka Ramadong, and I'm relating it the way it have been said by others. Come and a history that is narrated, you can forget certain part and all of that. But that's what I heard. So the one that used to sing the song of Mundeng is from Duke. Is
Mm-hmm.
a Damala was the one. He was in with the in the Lawnware area.
Mm-hmm.
His grandson is now in Australia. The Guru Lake Makwek.
Lake Macbeth.
Lake Makwek Tech, Australia. And one of his sons is in Kenya right now.
Okay.
Galwag Deng Malo.
The Lord.
Galwag Deng Malo. Inte Makir Deng Malo. And the Chalo Gormalo. Gormalo, we lot Chengundeng. And Gormalo was a very handsome man. Meche Bilas is excellent, perfect, and all of that. Kajele Tetke Lel Katamadong. William
Okay.
Yonte, Agadema Loa, Tayar, Mate, Tayar, Michela, Nura
Yeah.
Tayar, Gokatul.
Yes.
Jennifer Tayar, Gokatul. So, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
he is one of the people that was with Mundeng. He has a very unique voice, and he was the one that used to sing the song of Mundeng back in the
Mm.
days. And of course, he got some blessing as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah, take an 81. God can one. And I remember when Ramakel can reach a watch away, got a demo lawyer, take a got in one. Man, got killed me, a little cur, but I
E.
got a church or a little cur, Remcor, deng malo. Metake America, one. So,
Mm.
all in all, and quote, God walked through people.
That's
I
true.
remember back in the days before we accept Jesus, we had certain powers that were given by God,
Mm-hmm.
in a certain way. So,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
quote 13, and Meram were tele, Kacha Dengagbo, because each and everyone have their own beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Come quote has to communicate through people to people somewhere somehow.
Yeah.
Make Nurmer, make Kotben, and Mundeng, according to some sort of Wacham Epet, La Kaje Cham Epet, but according to some source, Ramu Wachi and Nak take a gill Mera, and he
Mm.
pointed at the Mundeng back, twice youth. That
Mm.
was what killed him. It can be
Okay.
disputed by some, but the ram of back and Wermer, and I made the
Nuermer.
number Billy Mundeng,
Nuermer kangani.
can Wariba.
Nuermer.
Yes, and Ram Werben and Wermer, got me big and a man, and then he was mistreated somehow, and may walk with the cup, and could the way Benedor, Cheraka Jum, La way,
Mm.
Yen, La way, take away at the Hawk chimney. So,
Yeah.
by Chumba, Galas Guakel, Galas, and at one point, Chaban come hard time, Chajo, Jin Bitoja, and more,
E.
those were two difficult choices. I don't know which one he choose. Just do
Angame
your research.
ajono.
And Dolomo Chaladeng. I think.
Mm.
Get it?
Wow.
Mete wanna go in the comment. Chaladeng Laka or Deng who I don't know.
Well,
So
I am learning a lot from you today, Mr. President.
yeah. So and Deng mo
But
he
where
was.
did you know your Nuer language, Mr. President?
Tabanu, I'm from Duke, and in Duke you grow up knowing
Oh, yeah,
knowing both Dinka and Nuer.
yeah.
And of course, can Nueraga Chema Doni.
Dukpati, this is the place whereby they say Keruang, Kashangder Binaroy Katug Nuerek, were Binaroy Katug Jani, or this is Baliet. Which part is this?
Duke right now, I don't know both languages. Mete
Uh-huh.
Magoro Belatba. Meche loje je kate Magoro Belat ka tong nora.
Mm-hmm.
I remember Meja ko de chamalay. My dad was saying some word to the lion in the Nuer language. Kajak.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah, na tong Nuer is believer. Mete Magoro Belat me kor jan Goro Belat. Sometime Meche loje je you would say something in Nuer language. Be mai ka tong Nuer for the most part.
And why
Uh,
is that?
I don't know. It's just it's the interaction. It's interaction. Kanwari,
And there's this part of Nuer.
and something in Nur, when when you are growing up, you are taught on how to defend yourself, just like what Chinese do. As a small
Mm-hmm.
boy, you will be taught how to defend yourself. Biara buke dul, biara buke kau, baje moi
Ketung
ke
main
bit,
tabni?
ke tang me ya toka moi ke mind tap,
Yeah.
ke tending mind tap, me charge yes ke je, it will not hurt you,
Shall I
but
send the guy?
tending
Sending main
it will
tabni.
it will have an impact on your
Yeah.
body, but it will not
Yeah.
hurt you. And
Yeah.
when you are able to dodge the spear and you're good at dodging it, then now you could be tested out. I remember chako ben years kon gwalen mi chala mabil ma check chaban wana gwa mi chala magui. You
Mm.
know, like he was daring me like you cannot get me.
Yeah.
Ore, me cho yang wang yo kainial ai cho be nan yo pal. Rip cho yen
Yeah.
was the cho was the yen and it was hanging.
Yeah.
Uh Chaban Terar, but it did not hurt him. So he was the one training me how to dodge the spears and all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like you are trained, and when you become a boy and ready to defend yourself, it will be your uncle, maternal uncle, again be moy kamut ke the thing that you will defend yourself, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there you will be considered as a man. Me time of magar kana ba ich gar.
Mm.
Kami charge gar ma do la dwaye ke en me charge gar magar kana la we ngwen ni mun ben mun
Mm-hmm.
be ngwen be tas in a certain way ka chi be weird ka tek
Mm.
me chala wo dol which is like it is close to the eyebrow that is
Uh,
deep and it hurt. So when
um,
you get that, sometime a tear can drop accidentally,
yeah.
and as a newer man or a dinka that get those a cut that way, you are trained how to control your tear, because
Yeah.
if the tear drop by accident, then you will be bullied for the rest of your life, and
Imagine.
you cannot get, like, they will scare you that you will not get married. By Jiloganyal. And of course the girl will not accept anyone that is a coward. You know,
That's true.
you
No
are
woman want a
trained to be
coward
brave.
man.
You are trained not to cry. You know, like what is his name, Dr. Kwesgang,
Okay, I've not seen.
Dr. Isaac Kwesgang, take a gar did
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah,
name.
yeah. Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know, yeah. Somebody told him to kind of reduce them. He said no, and the Nuer have respect. Karamayagar,
And
you
you
know.
cannot reduce them because he went through the pain. This is not
Yes,
just an ordinary six line.
yes,
He went through the pain. He felt so they
yeah.
have a meaning in his head.
They have a meaning. And Karamakel Mijagor, Kanga Melade, among Nori Agar. And I
Yeah,
think, you know, Nori Chakyar Agar, like Gora Tamam. I
yeah.
think that's Professor Gedgel. Gedgel, Jabir Agar, eh,
It's not.
eh, eh, I
I
was,
think that the six lines you being cut have nothing to do with education. Actually,
yeah, I was, Agar Koragarama Burba to the Kajizan Wale. That they
um,
will pull themselves using years, you know.
Mr. President, you did not answer. I was these people that see Prophet Mundeng as a devil prophet or like a shaitan. What do you have to tell these people?
Well, he's a prophet. Uh, he's a prophet. I
Mm-hmm.
cannot call him Chetan,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know the difference between the two either,
Yeah.
because all those are powers, and it depends on who is using those powers.
Okay.
And quote it has a positive side and negative side.
That's true.
And a prophet would open, like you remember when tega nyama ya kwala murleni, so nyama te lo akwad, right?
Yeah.
And then from there, Kim man, I don't know man kind of one, somebody in the family went to Gugdang and told him that nyama ya nanga murle ka goro go balun jaw goro go ko luak. And the prophet just said it, you know, yeah, Chabani and Jor. And in a very short amount of time, nyamo cha nanga murle ni cha wala go kel gan ne jiboni. And then from there, charaban kwal chaben ben. Min we ben cha ku no je Gugdang. En kuna da kwet. Men wa je no je cho nyal yo rabar. Che da kwet che gor. Because she perceive no more che ko che par kana ko dan pale. Cho nyal yo rabar. And then da kwet say something don't worry. Ajenan ko dan pale ko da nyen ko da kelo. You see?
Yeah.
So he said we worship the same God.
Yeah.
Now, if the prophet of Mundang said he worshiped the same God that you worship, now how are you going to call him a devil when you know that the same God that you worship is the same God that he worshiped?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I think this is very important. It's coming from you because you are an ordained man of God. You are somebody that did not just become a pastor. You are someone that you've studied being a pastor. You have been in different environment. You have been in environment of real life, in the traditional life, whereby we have all these spirits world, and then from there you left and you become a man of God, a pastor. So that means a lot, and I believe the listeners will be able to pick something, because I told people I'm Ruth, I'm a Christian, my father is a pastor, and my uncle is a moderator, and my mom is a deaconess, and I come from a family with so many bishops and so many pastors and reverends. And I believe in God. My name is called Ruth, and Ruth is the only female that have a book in the Bible. You can look at the whole Bible of the Holy Bible, the New Testament, the Good News Bible. You will only find one female in the Bible called Ruth. You can say open it from Ruth chapter 2 or chapter 3, but you don't find any other female in the Bible that have a book. Including the mother of Jesus, there's no specific book that is written that it's for the mother of Jesus. So I believe in God. I know that in where they say kuda ye kabum nijan katadial kajan pointe durar krail goy the road. I believe in God, and believing God doesn't mean that I will start calling anybody or anything that is existing in the world as a bad thing. But I have to evaluate. I'm a researcher. I am doing more of. Actually, I told myself I can write a book. Actually, I'm doing a lot of research about Mundeng, and I told myself, I think the first book I'm going to write, I will write a book about Mundeng, because there's a lot of information that I've gathered about Mundeng. Imagine even Senegal. It's a book I will share with you, Mr. President. Even in Senegal, we have Nuer that are called Wolof in Senegal. And we have Nuer Gajag in Senegal. We have Nuer Gajog in Senegal. We have all this type of Nuer in Senegal. And they also have a prophet that they believe to be called Mundeng. So who is this Mundeng? I look at, according to my research, I've also found out the pyramid, which is called Bia Mundeng, is the only holy place on earth as we speak that people should go and offer sacrifice to God. And I believe Mundeng, they said na me yola na wimon ya wenyen pyramid fonde mbie yola na wimon ka yola ke clay yalar ke moon yalar kenyas ka yalar ke wariyam This is how it say, yeah, then be a yalar no more. And also bawidi ya konyo jungundeng la juna pala no kut. And then, so there's a lot that when you try, and in the Bible, there's similarities. Ngundeng used to offer cows to God. The Israelite prophets used to, the prophet in the Bible used to offer cows, and that's why Betike prophet Ezekiel or Mejunaya already, but Elisha, I think, maybe Mejuna, because my bed of kind of prophet of Baal. So all this, you'll find out that to show that Mundeng is shaitan, Mundeng a prophet like any other prophets. They been Kenyan zaman edante anongo kut because Ted Bialtea Balarcon Katatuoke. Daytime we can see them. He did not say that. He say
No, he did
palenokut
not.
because then point there shalke ngunedeng ba we ngundeng but ngunedeng then point there. This is what his names mean.
Right, right.
Ngunedeng.
Correct. Yeah, thank you for your research. Keep on doing what you are doing. You know, even one of our singers, Isimu Panchol Denga Jang, he knew in Nordland a lot of prophets come. They come and goes. And he said, wo kiengong raril kuranawar wo giran kadai tol chi jong nwer a jene kon la ta ko grama boom that come at any time la ko ta ko grama boom grama la tor e la randa la be che kot nora and it's the truth
Imagine.
and o giran kadai tol chi jong nwer la ta ko ne de barbar ka ne de che kie ka ne ko
Yeah. You know,
so
there is something unique about our tribes. Look at in the Nuer land, we were given Gordon Kwang. Gordon
oh
Kwang was born as a blind man. We were also given another Dinka guy that is also born blind. And the messages that they are giving is this guy that the Dinka guy is sung about that Moeda Medani Eda. You know that guy? Hello, Mr. President. Mr. President, we lost him. Okay, I have to finish my show now that Mr. President is not responding. I'm very tired. I just came from the court and I wanted to rest, but I had to respond to the young lady that says that that Dinka, they are the priority and also supreme people in South Sudan. And I was responding saying, no, we are all South Sudanese and the 64 tribe of South Sudan, we are all equal. And the Dinka and the Nuer, they're intermarrying. Even recently, we married a daddy from the Dinka community with the Lair sons and daughters. So this is, I'm not agreeing with this. And we should stop, we should build our country actually. We should leave all this mindset that are teaching South Sudan is about tribalism, about how to destroy our country. We have seen our country have been destroyed to, have been like reduced to nothing. And we should start building our country. And all this tribalism are just there to delay us. And we should always start fighting for each other. And we should always remember ourselves as South Sudanese. There's no specific tribe that is more superior than the other one or any one that is not important than the other one. We are all important. And what I always say every day, I always come out and I defend why and we are being treated like this because they are part of South Sudan. And another thing is South Sudanese mindset need to be changed. And we can only change this mindset by showing these are Nuer, these are Equatoria, these are Dinka, and these are Shiluk. And now I feel as Ruth from last year, there's a lot of changes that I wanted to see the changes. I've used a lot of different style of advocacy, picking delay, picking three, and also throwing a lot of a negative energy to each community to make sure that we all see that we are suffering and we all see that we are South Sudanese and we should unite and build our beautiful South Sudan. So to those who know Ruth before, they will know that whatever Ruth is doing today is because of the beautiful or the betterness of our beautiful country, South Sudan. It's our motherland. You will see, before I used to tour the whole country. I used to move all over South Sudan. You will see me, I'm in Terekeka in the river. You will see me, I'm in Bor in Total in the river. You will see me, I'm also in the Red Land on the other side of Bentiu. I mean, the river everywhere. Why? Because I want to show you the importance of our beautiful country, our motherland, our beautiful nation that is given to us by God, and it's our responsibility, the youth of South Sudan. We should stop hate speech. We should start showing other tribe like they're no important than the other tribe. There's no other tribe that is more superior or supreme in South Sudan. We are all being united by something called South Sudan. We are all being united by our two languages, the Arabic and English, and this is our beautiful nation, South Sudan. So Dinka Nweri Kotoria Shiluk, they are South Sudanese. So have a great evening. Take good care of yourself. Pray for our country because it's our responsibility to build our country. South Sudan did not just come because of fight alone. It also came because there were people that devoted and also committed themselves into praying to God, telling God, give us our country. So God had also a lot of contribution in us getting our beautiful nation, South Sudan. So we should not forget God. A lot of people, we were taught the Bible, and this Bible, we believe in it and we believe in God, and God gave us our country. But there's something that is very important that the Bible says. And also they say faith without action is dead. So you should not wait. When you think you will sit down and God will come and build South Sudan, you are lying to yourself. God will give you the energy. God will give you the life. God will give you the wisdom. God will give you the love. You become patriotic to your beautiful country. And then through that, He will bless the work of your hands. And that blessing, we will be the one to receive it as South Sudanese. So we should not think that we sit down and things will do themselves by themselves. You should not sit there in the under trees and then you expect that South Sudan will build itself alone. No, everybody have to go to the street, do something. If you choose to roast maize, go roast maize. If you choose to make sure that you will have a company that will be collecting garbage, be that thing. All of us have to be creative. We cannot only work in the government. Private sector is what always builds the country. And we should all be job creators. We should not think of being employed by the government. We should think making our own resources. When we become rich, we can change a lot of things because the government can destroy a lot. That we have seen how the government of South Sudan have harmed the stripe of South Sudan, have harmed the beautiful nation that we have. For 13 years, we have not celebrated our independence, and that is a work that has been done by the government that is currently being called the government of South Sudan. So it is your duty not to think that you must only be employed or you must only be rich because you are appointed. It is your duty to think that you can create a company that will make you rich and you will build our beautiful nation, South Sudan. South Sudan is your responsibility. South Sudan is my responsibility. South Sudan is our responsibility, especially the youth in South Sudan. When I talk about this, I'm not talking to the elders because the elders, they are making sure that we divide each other because they have their own interest. But we understand how we feel when we travel to China, when we travel to Europe, when we travel to US, to Australia, to Turkey, everywhere, we see how these countries are built. And we have enough resources more than those countries. So we can build our country, our beautiful nation, and it can be #1 in the world if we want to build it because we have whatever it takes. We have gold, we have lithium, we have oil, we have the soil, and we have water. We have everything that the world needs is stored in South Sudan. And that's why you see all eyes are in South Sudan. It's you and me to choose and build our beautiful nation. And long live South Sudan, long live South Sudanese, long live, I will say, Viva South Sudanese, Viva 64 tribe, viva our beautiful nation that is just 12 years old. Imagine, it's just 12 years old. So why will we destroy the country that God gave us? Country that we fasted years. Countries that our martyrs lose their life. They gave their life so that me and you can enjoy the resources of South Sudan. And again, we are losing our life so that who will now enjoy South Sudan? Because all this will continue. From today, we should stop cattle riding. From today, we should start hate speech. From today, we should not see ourselves as the superior or priority. We should see ourselves as South Sudanese. Let's build, let's make money. We will all buy cows. We can even go to Kenya, we buy Kenyan cow, we breed with our cows. We go to Uganda, we buy Ugandan cow, we breed with our cows. Go as far as, are you aware that we have long goats in a country called Gambia? The goats that are in Gambia cannot be found anywhere. They are very long and big and huge. They look like cows. So we should also go to Gambia and buy these goats and bring them to South Sudan, and we breed them with our goats, and we can be having those long goats. So there's a lot that we can attract and bring to our country if we come together as South Sudanese. And I know it is not our problem, it's the problem of the elders who are teaching us that they are more important tribe than other tribes in South Sudan. No, there's no minorities tribe in South Sudan. Dinkas are no more important than the Nuer. Nuer are no more important than the Dinka or Equatoria or Shilluk. We are all equal in the eyes of South Sudan. And have a lovely evening. I have to rest because the whole day since 6 a.m. in the morning, I left for court and I just came back. And I had to respond to this hate speech that was said by this educated young South Sudanese. And this, it's not hate speech when it's to her, but to people like me, I know it's very dangerous. But I told you people that in 2026, everything will be brought to daylight. Everything that have been in hiding will be brought to daylight because the time of tribalism have come to an end. Because the time of hatred have come to an end. The time that is coming and the time we are going to is a time South Sudanese will build South Sudan as South Sudanese. A time we will dance together. We dance Nuer language songs, we dance Dinka language songs, Equatorian Shilluk. And this is the time we are heading to as South Sudanese. A lot of people are not seeing that, but the time has come for South Sudanese to act as South Sudanese, for South Sudanese to pray as South Sudanese, for South Sudanese to vote even for their own leaders, but not in a way that people think in their brain, but a way that God have to prepare, a way that we have to prepare, teach ourselves, do reconciliation, because unless we reconcile, unless we see each other as brothers and sisters, that is when we can look for a country. And I believe our election is not happening in 2026. Our election is not happening in 2027. Maybe in 2028 or 2029, we can talk of an election, because by that time, we'll have breathed as South Sudanese, we'll have seen as South Sudanese, we'll have talked as South Sudanese. Long live my country, long live my people, long live. I am so happy that today we are really reaching into our beautiful country, our nation. And let's love it. Make sure you collect bottle on the street. Anytime you see a bottle on the street as a South Sudanese youth, pick it and smile, smash it, destroy it with a stone, put it in a dustbin or put it somewhere. You see the way those bottles are destroying our Sud Institute, our Sud wetland, and also our beautiful Nile. That Nile we have is not for everybody. That Nile is for our future. Our life depends on that Sud and the Nile. So let's protect them. Let's not destroy them with pollution. And make sure we have to think, if these people that are making these these companies, the Aqua, the company that Elite, and this JIT company, if they cannot find a way on where to put their waste, these bottles that they are producing, then they should stop producing water with these bottles. They should stop doing it, because these bottles are the ones that are destroying our country. These bottles are the ones that are dirtifying our country. These bottles are the ones that are dirtifying our Nile, our Sud. So they should find a way. If we must buy their water, then they must find a way that they will recycle their bottles. Anybody that finish, they should make sure that when you take a bottle to them, they will give you $3, or maybe they will give you £3, or when 500 pounds or 100 pounds, so that at least everybody is going to do what everybody is going to take. They should start buying these bottles. We should not even give them for free. So they should start working on how, especially the Juba, the Equatorian, the Western Equatoria people. They should find a way that these companies have to be responsible on where the bottles they're producing should go to, and they should buy it from the citizen of South Sudan. And this should be a way of these people being useful, because when you take 10 bottles, you're going to get 1,000 pounds. So this is going to help. It's going to encourage a beautiful nation to be clean. And also, the government should start even preparing, or maybe the NGOs that are within the country, you should come up and make sure that you are putting some dustbin everywhere. Maybe every 2 meters, you should put a dustbin in South Sudan. Every 2 meters, especially in Juba, every 2 meters you should put a dustbin. Every 2 meters you should put a dustbin, so that at least anytime we want to collect these garbages to the country, we should always find a way. At least every 2 meters you have somewhere to throw your bottles, because these bottles, you can drink it maybe for 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, you want to throw away the bottle. So you will have 2 meters away from where you're drinking the water from, you will find somewhere you can put this this bottle, and this one is going to help us make our country clean and all that. So until then, I'm very tired. I have to leave, and until next time we see each other, take good care of yourself as South Sudanese. Think as a South Sudanese, sleep as a South Sudanese, wake up as a South Sudanese, and every single day wake up with a new idea that you want to do, how you can build our beautiful nation, South Sudan. Long live South Sudan. Viva 64 tribe.